can start.
Okay. And guys, just so you know, Joanne is doing some amazing wonders helping us in the backstage because the room has 100 user limit. However, UN is now broadcasting the event also on YouTube. And as a reminder, if you have any colleague that's not being able to join the session, we'll have today, just later on, I think this is midday America's time, plus minus some hours, another session, same structured, kind of different people, but please, we apologize and we ask them to join for the next session if not able to join for this one or not able to live broadcast, watch it. Yuan, I don't know if you could share your screen, or would you like me to share the screen with the slides?
Yeah, I can share the screen. I'm also going to send the link where we are broadcasting this live right now, so everyone can go on YouTube and view it as well.
Super major thanks, Yuan. Perfect. Thank you, super. Can you all see the screen projection? Okay, so welcome everyone to our first international town hall. We hope the first of many, at least the first of the two we'll have today, and we're really glad and honored to have you here joining us from all of the regions globally that you're posting on the chat, and hopefully we'll reach as close as we can. Yuan, if you could kindly pass on to the next slide.
Yeah.
So I'll be quite brief, so not to take over much time, just to give you guys an overview. You've seen several of our members, and we invite those that haven't yet to turn on their cameras. And we, of course, will make the slides available and for later download, but we want to show we're quite a diverse committee in terms of gender, geographically speaking, and even professional background. But of course, we always need a lot of new members to join us and help us, and especially I mentioned Asia, Southeast Asia Pacific, perhaps in Australia and some other regions for which we don't have that many members yet, and we would really like to have some of you joining us. So please feel free to contact us, call James, Yuan, Niha, myself, or that well-known YP@SP email if you have any doubts who would like to join as soon as possible. If you could pass on, Yuan, to the next slide. So, Yuan, I'll keep on doing this structure part, and then I pass on to Niha for the next year, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys know where WIMEX sits in, because we've realized that some of you guys didn't quite well understand where WIMEX fits within the SP organization, and we wanted to just to clear it up. So WIMEX is one of those non-technical committees. It's the Young Member Engagement Committee. Despite the name Young, we don't refer only to YPs, we also refer to students. And in fact, the committee can be joined by non-YP members, in fact. But of course, our focus is young members, students, and young professionals. And we sit within this non-technical program. We have a board liaison for which we communicate and talk to the board committee on member programs and the SP board of directors. And we have our staff liaisons, James and Yuan, always doing wonders. And this structure here of the three subcommittees was the previous structure. We'll show you just in a moment what's the new current structure. Yuan, if you could kindly pass on to the next slide as well. So this is how we used to work. This is the committee that you guys saw before. It was student integration subcommittee, communications subcommittee, and innovation subcommittee. However, we felt that there was a need to include and expand this to capture the true geographical diversity of SP and to what better help you guys and guide on whatever we can and provide support. So Yuan, if you could kindly pass on to the next slide. So of course we have the board liaison. So this is the structure that we now have within WIMEX. So on one side, we've increased the interaction and synergies with other major committees, such as the Business Management Leadership Committee, BML, the Diversity and Inclusion Committee with Saha and other, Gaia as well, the Way Ahead, SP Media Contacts, and of course the membership areas of SP. This we've been doing through a roadshow of introducing WIMEC, and we're still doing it, and increasing our internal, let's say, inter-committee networking. And we've also added a fourth subcommittee, which we call the geographical representatives, in which we have 1 to 2 people per region, per SP geographical region. We usually try to use their focal point or very well-established YPs. They can be either appointed by the board, regional director, or by WIMEC members themselves. So there's those two ways of accessing it, and I'll leave to Neha to detail how it will be during her upcoming tenure. But that's something new that we just included. Same thing for we've changed the innovation subcommittee into the events subcommittee, which will include specific people focused on Petrobol, as well as in the other subcommittee, specific people focused on the Ambassador Lecture Program. We assessed in Energy for Me not being a WIMEC program, but we want to help with this as well. And as well as with all the other events that you saw previously, which include the YP Congress, Emerging Leaders Alliance, Spotlight on YPs, Student Paper Contest, and several other events that are not here listed, but we invite you all to visit the WIMEC International webpage at the SP.org website, and you'll see the full list of events that fall into the WIMEC umbrella of activities, scopes, and objectives. Yuan, if you could kindly pass on to the next slide. So I'll be quite brief. So for 2020, 2021, we're, of course, as all of us were, caught by surprise by COVID. So there was some huge efforts to adapt our program and goals to make it virtual. One of the major ones was the virtualization of Petrobol, which we successfully did with great support from Latin America with their software, of course, with members globally, and it was a great success. And you'll see in the future slides, we'll present something on this upcoming Petrobol. And of course, the branding and awareness and social media presence of WIMEC that we've done. And we're currently focusing on expanding that awareness, such as we're doing today with these live events, working on the first International YP Congress, which we're truly excited to talk about and we'll detail later. This is a joint effort with the BML committee. And we are further integrating ourselves, like mentioned before, with the Way Ahead, DNI, membership activity committees, groups, and SP staff, as well as establishing this fourth subcommittee. And our efforts for the next weeks, and perhaps month and a half, and with Neha, of course, I believe we'll also continue is to increase the conversion rate between students and professionals, which is always the Achilles heel of membership for SP, and try to make WIMEC as relevant and as visible and as useful as possible for the current energy transition scenario to better track what's happening and bring the best from SP to you guys, whether students or YPs, and to make the most out of it and stay as relevant as we can. And Yuan, if you can pass on to the next slide. So we've completed the virtual career pathways. We've completed the Petrobol. We've also followed the Ambassador Lecture Program Outstanding Section Award. We're doing this first of many, hopefully, YP town halls, the YP Congress, the new subcommittee, and what we have for the next months, aside from Petrobol, there's the YP Summit, the YP Congress, and of course, a lot of great free activities for students and YPs at ATC, which one of our colleagues will detail later. If Yuan could pass on to the next slide, please. Okay, so I pass on the word. I believe it's to Mohammed. Or sorry, Neha.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Rodrigo. So I want to talk about what to expect in 2022, which is my term basically start next month. So first thing is WIMEC Symposium by YP chairs. In the past, we have done a lot of events just limited to the people in WIMEC. So for 2022, we want you guys to be involved. So this one would be a collaboration between us, WIMEC, and you guys, depending on the region. And later, and a lot of things to follow with the details on all these things. Number two, innovative ATCE program, and I'll follow up in a couple of slides on how the breakdown of the ATCE program is taking shape now. You can expect more courses and activities in collaboration with BML and diversity and inclusion, and a lot of things depend looking into the energy transition and all these new topics, just to keep you guys in the loop. The last thing is more SPE Gaia program activities with sustainability and how the energy industry is shaping up, and a lot of career fairs and a lot of talking about the energy transition, so everyone can be looped in and everyone can expect what to do in their careers going forward. Yeah, Pinky, on next slide, please.
So thank you, Joanne. Sorry, I was on mute. So just a very quick update on statistics, unless I'm skipping over someone. So just to give you guys an update, many of you guys have already seen the slides. This is, of course, from the SPE International Annual Report and website. But two things to take out of this updated slides is, one, we've had for the first time in many years partially a decrease in members, including students, which, as you can see, we're gradually every year taking more and more, almost becoming half of our membership demographics. And we've had a decrease in both, and mainly on professionals, but also on students. So this is something that we, of course, will tackle in the upcoming YP Congress. And the second thing to look at and take out of this on the right side on the second slide is this noticeable increased gap of members after the 40-year-old limit before the 60 to 64 demographics. So we've seen an increase of this generational gap, probably because of early retirement and other factors. And we've also seen a little bit more of a polarization between ages. We see a decrease on the younger side of the spectrum from, let's say, 25 to 29. And we see not such an increase on our demographic. We see that for the 30, our, let's say, young member base has gotten older in the good sense of the word. So it's shifted from around being 30 to 34. It's now around 35 to 39. And we haven't fully refilled, let's say, the incoming demographics to fill in this pipeline, let's say, of talents. So retention of membership is the Achilles heel, and especially the conversion rate. And for this, as you guys know, there are a lot of resources. There's the waiver option, which if a member is for some reason impaired or not working at the time, has lost his job, or for any other reason, he can talk to SPE and have a waiver out of the dues to remain a member already starting in September 2021. And also, if any of the members want to, they can always renew their membership as a student if they're back to the academic world. That doesn't mean that we won't consider them for oral or for WAMIC programs. And so this is something really to tackle within your sections, chapter, regions. This conversion rate, we encourage the recent graduates to stay in touch with universities, especially the YP chairs from the sections, to stay in touch with universities to help on this conversion rate, which is the tricky part for the upcoming years. Joanne, if you could pass on to the next slide, kindly. So this is my last slide on statistics. We just want to point out here some very interesting factors. For instance, we see that there's a large chunk of professional members in Middle East, North Africa, and the MENA region. However, that's not necessarily translated into the students' demographics. So that's an inverse effect of what we see, for instance, in Southeast Asia, South Asia and Pacific, in which we have rather few professional members compared to how many students we have. So that's also quite interesting. We also have some regions in which they're very strong professionally, like the North Sea section and region and the Mid-Continent North areas, which are, of course, smaller sometimes areas compared to MENA region. However, they don't have that many students, so perhaps that's something that could be looked into. And finally, as well as the Gulf Coast, North America, we see a strong presence of professionals, but that's not necessarily being followed by students. So you see that, except for perhaps Middle East except for Southeast, for Middle East, that has more professional members than students. We see that for some regions, that conversion rate is not happening very well. So that's something to really focus and try to tackle. Yuan, if you could kindly pass on to the next slide. So I leave this, I think, now with Mohammed on Petrobol.
Hello, everyone. If you guys can hear me, please let me know so I can start letting you know about our events this year. So YMEC is responsible for a lot of events, and one of those two events that we engage with the students is the Petrobol and the students' paper contest. We host the international events for both. So the Petrobol this year is similar to the last year one, which will be held virtual. It is planned to be done on the 4th and 5th of 3rd and 4th of September. So it's due in a few weeks' time. So we have 32 teams qualified from different regions: Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, Russia, and all those regions. Top 32 teams have qualified, and we are going to host the championship very soon. And I have this has not been told to everyone, but since you have joined, we need your help and support to SPE. So please try to log into those two links that you can see there. And we need your support with questions, and there are a lot of volunteer opportunities. That's a good opportunity for everyone to start joining and engaging with SPE as soon as possible. The other part is students' paper contest. So it's a very, I've been one of those people in the past when I was in university who joined those contests. And it is one of most competitive tournaments ever. So the students do research and then compete between each other on the local level, then on the regional level, and then they reach the paper contest finals, which both like the championship for the Petrobol and the paper contest are both held in the ATCE, or announced the winners at the ATC depending on the schedule. So yeah, two of our major events being held this year virtually, and then at ATCE. Please proceed to the next slide, please. Shoaib.
Go ahead, Yuan, for the next slide, please. Yes, for the most important and the most interesting event in the YMEC events, it is Ambassador Lecture Program. It is a program provided by SPE International to give the opportunity to YMPs from all over the world to share their career development and career guidance to students and fresh grad in the university and in the schools. It's have two sides. We have the student and we have the YP. For a student, we have the opportunity to share a career first steps for each student and fresh grad to see what's next for their career steps and what they should need to make during the next future of them. And also, if we have an event or a session for ALB, for the YB, we have a career guidance for the early career YBs, like 1 or 2 years of experience. That's for the students' benefit. So it's a great opportunity for students to attend any of ALB sessions that's being held by the sections YBs. And also for YB, everyone from have a professional membership in SPE International have the opportunity to take the opportunity to have a registration in the ALB to be Ambassador Lecture Program certified from SPE International, and you will have the opportunity to have to enhance presentation skills with leadership skills if you have a team or have a session or a series of sessions. And also finally, to everybody, the best section or the most section hold ALB have an award from SPE International, which is yearly announced for the section's excellence. So to everybody, join us in YB now, can join this program easily every time, and have the contact between section schools or universities to hold something like ALB, to have the most one and have the competition, finally have the award of SB International. Go ahead for the next slide. Ismailia, I think you are the next one.
All right. Good everyone again, and I hope we are, enjoying the time that we are spending here. The room is a bit cold, and I just hope that, in the course of the meeting today, that we'll have people who are able to, ask questions and tell us what they feel and what they know about WIMEC. So we'll be having the first YP Congress sometime next month or later this year. And that official flyer will be sent across to everyone, and they will have all the information. The essence of the YP Congress is for us to hear from industry leaders and influential YPs. We want a institution whereby YPs and students alike are together in one meeting, and people are able to share their experiences, and then we learn from the leaders in the industry. We are able to connect, and then we'll get to know, the latest information that has to do with the industry that we are currently working in. As the industry is changing very fast, there are lots of developments that we need to catch up with. It's going to be a very interesting Congress, and I encourage every one of us here, both on the call and those that are, in our different regions, for us to let them know that the WIMEC, in collaboration with the Business Management and Leadership Committee, we're having the first YP Congress, and that final date will be, passed across to every one of us. I think it's going to hold sometime in November, so let's be on the lookout for that event. Can you take the next slide, please? Okay, this is like an overview of the program that we'll have during the YP Congress. So we'll have, best practices on graduate conversion, YP membership. We'll have different YP chairs, at that event, and then we'll learn from various YP sections on their activities and how best we can collaborate different YPs. Next slide, please. All right, so the Emerging Leaders Alliance is one of the YMEC programs, and it's a program that is for everyone. Every YP, I encourage every YP to, to apply for this program. Particularly, I have attended this training. It's a very high quality training. It's a leadership training. You learn a lot of skills. You learn presentation skills. You learn emotional intelligence. And then you learn different styles of leadership. That event is coming up in September, from the 26th to 29th of September. Sometime I think it was supposed to hold last year, but due to COVID, the restrictions, altered the program. But this year it's going to hold physically. I encourage every one of us to go onto the SPI website on the YP section. You will see the link where you can register for that event. All right. Thank you very much. I pass on to the next presenter.
Hey, thank you, Ismaila. Hi, everyone. Am I audible? I've been having some issues around sound. Am I audible now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, awesome. So hi, everyone. I'm Nikhil Kulkarni. I'm based out of India, and thank you for joining this wonderful session of WIMEC. I'm here to touch base upon something very interesting. Everybody kind of pointing the elephant in the room. Everybody on and off is having discussion. What will happen to us? Whether we'll have jobs, or what's going to happen? There is a lot of energy transition, sustainability, digital transformation. So what exactly do we mean by this? Where we are heading? So this is my perspective, and we have been having this conversation everywhere. Friends, we need to realize that oil and gas industry is here to stay. It's not going to go off anywhere. If you look everywhere around, so I'm wearing spectacles. I often give this example. I'm wearing spectacles. We are joining through mobile or laptop or machine. I'm using headphones. Everywhere, plastic is there, glass is there. So oil is required. The energy transition is happening. It's real, but that's complementing to the thirst that world has. There is limited oil and gas which can get produced, and of course, there is challenge. If we have to evolve, if we don't evolve, if we don't make ourselves evolve and start using more sustainable, more greener technologies, we will suffer. We will have issues. However, the oil and gas industry, friends, it has been at the forefront. We have been leading the way. We have been showing the world how to do transition. Just imagine the big projects that are turning around, that are now becoming sustainable. All the big companies in the world, if you see, everybody is moving towards net zero. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. However, it's happening, and we are going in a sustainable way. So the sustainability has to be defined in a way where you are sustaining the environment, you are sustaining the business, you are sustaining the ecosystem. So it has to be a sustainability of everything. So I would strongly advise and recommend everybody to have a look at UN sustainability goals. They cover wide areas, and everybody can contribute, right from an individual to a country, a nation, and the whole world. Everybody has to contribute. And of course, digital transformation, I think it's already been there. It's for real. Everybody is working now. So look at us. We are connecting remotely. So everybody is placed in different area. We are having 2 sessions, and in these 2 sessions, we are going to cover the whole world. Even now, we have somebody sitting in Latin America, somebody sitting in the US, Europe, somebody in Africa. I'm sitting in India. We have folks dialing in from Southeast Asia. The whole world is connected. So the digital transformation is for real. But one message that I think, one key takeaway that I would like to share here is, make sure that while we speak of digital transformation, we choose what to do. Just don't go behind jargons. Just don't run behind the word of digital transformation. See what technology to be used, how to be used, what should I learn, so that I upgrade myself and I don't become dinosaurs. So all in all, one message I would like to give is, all these things are together, and the oil and gas industry is here to stay. We need to mold ourselves, and we need to keep ourselves updated. Thank you. Next slide, please.
Thank you. So I'm here again talking about our ATC program and how we revamp it. So if you've attended any ATC before, you know that we have the constant CV writing session, which is still there. So don't be alarmed. We're just having a new something to it. We're getting HR people from the industry to give this session rather than just SP staff. For the core program, we are looking into something called Skill Acquisition Workshop Series. So every year at ATCE, the event would be called Skill Acquisition Workshop Series. We would have 2 sessions. One is called Leaders of Tomorrow, which is basically the students and the fresh graduates. And the other one is Masterminds, which is the experienced young professionals. Each will have a different scope and a different title. For this year, we have Finding Your Unique Career Path for Leaders of Tomorrow, which is basically talks about unconventional career path for petroleum engineer. We are having an interview with Mark Rubin, who is the CEO of SPE. He's a petroleum engineer, graduated from Texas A&M, and he went on and became the SPE CEO. So there are other places that you can go. There are other avenues you can actually look at rather than just good old reservoir engineer office kind of situation, right? So for the mastermind, we're looking into moving from technical to managerial. Do I need an MBA? This is a great question, right? We are having a great panel with people with MBA and people without MBA discussing their views on it and how did the MBA help or how it did not help. We will be looking into that, so you guys can decide if you want to go for an MBA to become a manager, or you would like to take it from another route. So yeah, that's the ATC program this year, and we hope you enjoy it. It's totally free, so you can, and it's completely virtual as well, because we know with the vaccination situation around the world. So you can totally sign up for this and enjoy the sessions. Thank you. Next slide, please.
Okay, so that's me. So in 2019, SP YMEC successfully hosted its first ever SP Virtual Career Pathway Fair. With continuous improvements, the fair has now become an annual event with the addition of more resources and a wider range of disciplines to include hot topics such as digitalization and the energy transition. The event is held on 3 consecutive days, with each day dedicated to a specific hemisphere. However, registered attendees are free to attend more than one day to gain the most out of the experience. VCPF is extremely useful for both students and young professionals who are still deciding their career path or planning to change their career path. It presents an excellent opportunity to network and meet energy professionals from all over the world. Next slide, Yuan. So SP League of Volunteers. SP runs on the volunteerism of our members. You, our students and young professionals, are the future of SP, and we are calling on you to become part of SP League of Volunteers so we can continue to grow and improve our organization. Some of the benefits of being a volunteer are enhance your leadership skills, influence SP programs and activities with your knowledge and experience, like what we are doing right now in YMEC, meet and work with other members near you and around the globe, as well as contribute in your area of interest. Here in the link to the SP volunteer page, where you will find information on how to join SP League of Volunteers and the volunteer opportunities that are currently open. Next slide, Yuan, and the next presenter.
So I just wanted to, before we break out into our breakout sessions for our virtual enhanced networking, just wanted to thank you all. As a reminder, like Yuan sent Niha over the chat, there's that being a parallel simultaneous live broadcast on YouTube for those that are unable to join the room because due to the limitation of 100 members. But so please, for those that are not being able to join, please watch the live stream on YouTube, and we'll have in a couple of hours another session. So and also don't forget to follow us on social media, mainly on LinkedIn, where we have our social profile and we have the events, latest updates and activities for you all, as well as stay tuned and track to all of the great events that all of you guys mentioned, including the YP Congress, which will be is already announced, and more details upcoming in the next days and weeks, Petrovol, ATCE, and like Cassandra was mentioning, the always much need for a call for volunteers. And with that in mind, Yuan, Niha, guys, pass on to you guys so we can break onto our breakout sessions.
Just to start before the breakout, we do have do have someone from the Mumbai section who wishes to present a 5-minute presentation. Should we start that now, or? I believe Akshay Jagtap is here. Will be presenting this presentation regarding the Mumbai section. Okay, I'm just going to get your slides up.
So, hello everyone. I am Akshay Jagtap. First of all, I am thankful to YMEC team and SP Mumbai section for finding me eligible to represent at this forum. I am a technical communicator and represent SP Mumbai section as a student chapter liaison, and also I am on the editorial board for The Way Ahead magazine in the Business Benchmarks forum. While SP Mumbai section, the next slide, Yuan. While SP Mumbai section is one of the oldest section in India and one of the active sections in India, which is established in 1990, and it considers one of the three oldest institutions of this and prestigious institutions of this country, which is namely MIT World Peace University, Nauroji Wadia College, and IIT Bombay, wherein these three have been established quite a long, like 83, 1932, and 1958. Respectively, whereas MIT World Peace University has secured like 3 consecutive years of Gold Chapter Award, and very recently Nauroji Wadia College have also been awarded with the same, and also IIT Bombay has been recognized on the QS ratings, whereas going to the like I consider myself quite fortunate being associated with this student chapter, as I am an alumni of Nauroji Wadia College as well as IIT Bombay, and whereas MIT Pune have been closely associated being in the same vicinity. So next slide. And whereas the diverse even next slide. So diverse courses are offered, and current student members, which are actually the major aim for us is to retain the students who would be graduating, post-graduating, and then ultimately turning on to the young professionals, wherein they could be included in the young professional activities, as there are many benefits for the students. So we are quite successful in having diverse courses which are offered by Nauroji Wadia College and other two colleges, which is mainly focusing on geology, petroleum engineering, as well as applied geology, wherein we have more than 200 to 300 people who are active student chapters. And also we have been like quite involved in having a student industry interaction as well as student academia industry interaction. So that actually helps everyone to stay relevant in today's challenging times. However, next slide. There are a few activities that we have conducted. These are the activities that we have conducted virtually, as well as since there was a lockdown pandemic time. So before pandemic time, there were exhibitions being conducted by all these student chapters, as well as there was a support received from the Mumbai section board members, wherein we have conducted various activities for the students who have actively involved in it, as well as the alumni has supported them. And since you can see that model making, we have conducted yoga, tree plantation programs, as well as cleanliness drives were also conducted. We have also awarded them with the mementos, which are actually reflecting on the screen, as well as we have an internal magazine called as Spectrum Magazine, wherein every month's activities by all these 3 student chapters are being recorded in the same, and we have been publishing it for a year and every month, so on and so forth. These are one of the initiatives that we have taken, as well as the support from the local Mumbai section board, and the student chapters and the alumni. So next slide. So these are one of the achievements that we have received in this year, wherein MIT Pune has received Excellence Award. So does Nauroji Wadia College Pune, as well as Nauroji Wadia College Pune has been received with the recognition from chapters for May 2021, as we have been maintaining as well as increasing the number of the people who are actually included in the SP student chapter, more than 94% of the retention rate, whereas for MIT Pune it was more than 84%, and for IIT Bombay it was more than 60%. So yes, this has been our journey up till now, and henceforth we look forward for maintaining and retaining the student chapter. Since I was also a student chapter and also been involved in the Nauroji Wadia College student chapter and IIT Bombay, so does with the MIT Pune. So I personally take it onto myself being attending as well as visiting the colleges as per I get time, as well as involved with the students as well. So the major credit goes to the faculty advisors as well as the student chapter committees who are actually involved in this and taking things passionately. Even though it was a lockdown or there was no restrictions with the lockdown, the students have continuously been engaged in the same. So I think which is the next slide, or I think it has ended, but yes, successfully, so on and so forth. We are looking for some cooperation with respect to the funding, as well as we are looking for cooperation with respect to some other activities being conducted by WIMEC. So yeah, this is the first town hall meeting that has been conducted, and I'm quite fortunate, and thanks a lot for that.
Congrats, guys, on the great, amazing work that truly works as an example. I leave, of course, Nikhil from his region and another to comment, but amazing stuff. And please, we invite you to represent that during the upcoming YP Congress, as mentioned by Ismail. We'll have 5 days in which all regions can, should, and hopefully will showcase their best practices. And we need examples like this to inspire everyone else. And I think we can, Gwen, if you agree, and guys, we can open for questions now for everyone.
Hey, this is Nikhil here. I think KL section also has joined, and they were to present their slides.
Hello, hi. Yeah, I'm supposed to be presenting.
Hey, Fatin.
Have
Yeah.
you, I have sent the presentation pack to SPEYP email.
Okay. I think there is some confusion. Do you have it ready to, can you share the screen and quickly share what you have?
Yeah, sure. Hang on a sec.
I hope.
Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you,
it's okay,
Fatin. Sure, absolutely. Apologies, I mixed up with the agenda. Sorry, guys.
I think you will have to.
Hang on, let me just,
present it.
yep. Hello, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Fatin. I'm from SP Kuala Lumpur Young Professionals. I'm the deputy chairperson and I'm now representing my team. Okay. Oops. Yep. Okay, so these, sorry, I'm just going to put this on the side. Hang on, it's pretty laggy. Oops. Hang on. Oops. Sorry for the technical error. Hello, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so these are the faces behind the Kuala Lumpur YP section. These are the people that had been making our YP section very active. We tried to mix between service and operator oil and gas companies. Okay, our mission is to encourage YPs to get involved and exposed with opportunities such as networking, knowledge development, and engaging with senior industry leaders. So, and our vision is to provide opportunities to YP to advance their career in energy industry. So in order to meet our mission and vision, we have come up with 4 clusters of programs in the year 2021, which is the first one is young professionals Energy Connection series. The second one is Young Professional Energy Podcast series. The third one is Mentoring Energy Mentors program. And last but not least is SPE Energy Careers series. So the first cluster is a technical or non-technical knowledge sharing session. It's called YP Energy Connection series. Is to generate and sustain public interest in the energy industry and provide a chance of networking with speakers and peers in the industry. So for example, in last year in Q4 2020, we have done an energy connection series with Jalil Rashid, a CEO of PNB. It is Youth for Youth, Progressing in the Big Reset. It is an online forum catered for youth on how to adapt and upskill themselves in the new norm. It is collaborative with a non-governmental organization to help raise funds for underprivileged students in Borneo to help with their online learning during COVID. It is a successful event with having to capture more than 120 audience. The second one, we just did it in June this year, is Live on the Rig. We have an interactive session with Sapura drilling team, live from the rig. So the title is Live on the Rig itself. It is to show an exposure on how live work on the rig works. It is also a very successful event with more than 130 audience. Okay, so for the second, oops, can you see this or? Okay. Okay, so for the second cluster is YP podcast. So in the YP podcast, we haven't really done any podcast, but what we have done is we have done a YouTube channel for our section, and we have done archiving of knowledge based on all of the knowledge sharing sessions that we've done since the pandemic. So this includes webinar recordings, distinguished lecture series, promotional SPKL videos, and etc. It is acting as a digital library for those who could not attend the session due to clash of meetings. So you can head over to YouTube and go to SPE Kuala Lumpur. And the third cluster is YP Energy Mentors. It has already been kick-started last month in July. It is to support young professionals coming from low-income household background during this challenging period of oil and gas and pandemic crisis. It is in collaboration with Met Energy, a social enterprise platform in which I will explain further. So I'm just going to show you a quick of how we've done it. So it's called SPKL Energy Mentors Program. In July, the Energy Mentors Program have kicked off with the motivational talk by SPKL Vice President, Mr. Anwar. Every Saturday, we have met to share knowledge to students. For example, in the last few Saturdays, we have conducted knowledge sharing sessions from the mentor themselves. So we did an oil field exploration and production overview, covering from how oil is formed, geology and geophysics, petrophysics, reservoir engineering, production engineering, economics, and data sciences. So altogether, we have about 40 mentees and 10 mentors. So the 3-month program, this is the timeline. It has kickstarted in July with monthly motivational talks, resume clinic, mock interview towards the end of the program. So there are 4 teams, and the mentees in the 4 teams are expected to conduct at least 1 intellectual talk sharing session for everyone. And then they're expected to complete a project and publish an article. So they are very encouraged to work in groups to increase their teamwork spirit. And each task will be guided by respective lead and associate mentors. Next, I will show you the mentors. And we have 4 teams led by 4 lead mentors. So Alpha, Beta, Charlie, and Delta. And Fazil from Schlumberger, Ashraf from Petronas, Emilia from Exxon, and Hazwan from Voith. Each team is divided into 3 groups led by associate mentors, and I'm here in Team Bravo. Okay, moving forward is Cluster 4, YP Energy Careers. So these YP Energy Careers, this cluster was made to leverage YP skills and connections to further increase the active level and quality of Malaysian SP students. Currently, there are 9 active student chapters in Malaysia. The objective is to bridge gap between SP students chapters and SP professionals, encourage transition from student members to professional members, assist student chapters to conduct events, organize different events and professional developments. So there are potential events in which we will be collaborating, for example, Energy for Me, career talks from industry, resume writing from HR. There will also be collaboration with other associated student chapters such as EAGE, APG, SEG, and others. So the value creation was that we would like to provide a pipeline of future SPKL and SPKL membership directly from a committed of proven student chapter talent, and to elevate the quality and quantity of student chapter activities, which reflects on SPEKL. And then this is the Met Energy, a social enterprise platform. So aligned with SPE mission, a group of SPEKL young professionals has initiated a social impact project called Met Energy, which goes by their motto, an energy platform from energy professionals. Due to the global pandemic outbreak, the young professionals face multiple challenges. This project aimed to address the issue concerning the lack of awareness of the current energy trends, lack of direction and guidance, as well as limited professional networking. The collaboration between the founding team of Met Energy and SPKLYP has led to various virtual events, include mentor-mentee program and forums. So next, I'm going to show you the website, Met Energy website. So you can go to metenergy.com and you can see there are a lot of articles from YPs themselves. So people from the industry sharing their knowledge on the industry.
Hey, Fatin.
Yes.
You have 10 more seconds to wrap up because we are already.
Oh, okay. I would like also to highlight Saturdays for SPE. Under the YP Careers Cluster, we have a program called Saturdays for SPE conducted by SP APUSC in collaboration with all student chapters around the globe. And it is happening right now. So these are the statistics from previous Saturdays for SPE. We have 247 registered students from 33 countries and from 60 universities. And these are the collaborating student chapters for this year's Saturdays for SPE. Summary of the series for last year was that we have 480 minutes live streaming, 5 Saturdays. Yeah, I'll be sharing this slide. So for the upcoming Saturday for SP, it's already been kicked off. It is being divided by workshop and technical talk. Topics include data analytics, simulation showcase, career workshop, how to kickstart your career, the world's first unmanned platform by Equinor, petroleum economics, energy transition such as CCS, and Guyana, a gift that keeps on giving. So my colleague will put on the link for you to register. These are just the awards that the student chapters have won. So there's 5 student chapters. 2 of them got Presidential Award, and 3 of them got Top 20% Award. We've also got Section Excellence Award, the Kuala Lumpur section. And then our student chapter has won the Petro Bowl 2020 from University of Petronas, the first runner-up. And then we also have our YP winning the first Southeast Asian to be awarded by Leaders for Tomorrow. We've also have media coverage by the local newspaper. And last but not least, we have a Reset Forum in which our YPs had been moderating a session with Petronas Vice President. And these are our social media. You can be connected to us. And that's it from me, from SPKLYP.
Thank you, Fatin. You guys are doing amazing job, and I'm sure Rodrigo would have his thoughts. So Rodrigo, over to you.
Thank you, Nikhil. Just some 10-second comments. Thank you, Akshay, and thank you, Fatin, for this great presentations. And we greatly appreciate it, and we encourage you guys, actually need you guys to present this again on the YP Congress, which will be a 5-day Congress in between the 2 ideations weekends, in which each region will have one specific day to present all of their best practices. So we count on you guys to present this, even if you guys want in even more detail during that upcoming November YP Congress. And now, not to delay anymore, we go on to the questions, and we have already a question from Julia from Italy, from BML, one of our lead organizers from the YP Congress. Good morning or good afternoon for you, Maria Julia.
Hi, good afternoon to all. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So thanks a lot for this presentation. It was super interesting. And I have a question about Beyond the Borders. I mean, if you heard about the initiative, and I mean, it was quite successful in Europe. And the desire of European young professional is to let everyone, every young professional to enjoy this. And so that could be super useful, your intervention and your help in creating a new format like the Ambassador Lecture Program. It could be, there could be a new format that is called Beyond the Borders, where every section can organize one. I don't know if you heard about the initiative, if you need a small brief, and and if you heard about it, what do you think about this?
Yeah, before I pass on to the other guys, I know it myself, and it's a great, amazing program. It's great that you brought it up because we should have included in the radar of the YP events. And of course, I have some colleagues here, even Nathan from Brazil that's now in UK, of course, Guillaume that was in France, now in US, MIT, and some of their friends that I know have joined or are aware of their program, but I pass on the word to UN, which I think will be able to detail more, our other European colleagues. And because it's an amazing program and it works really great, and we should try to hopefully have the most synergies we can between it and YMEC. Of course, it's European run, but we could perhaps think of replicating it in other regions.
Yes, thank you. And we would like to be on your service if in order to let every region to enjoy this initiative, if it helps.
Super, Julian, and Cassandra from YMEC is mentioning here in the chat that we'll actually have in session 2 a presentation Beyond the Borders. So that's great news. And if you couldn't join us perhaps for that other session to help detail it more, and if you can send over the chat, whatever material you guys have, the link, YouTube videos, or any information you would like to share, please go ahead. And I leave the other YMEC members to comment, of course. Great, Julia. Okay. And I don't know if we have any other questions over the chat or the YouTube. Please don't feel shy and feel free to ask your questions over here. I don't know, UN, if we've received any other questions by any of our members. Or Niha?
I can't see any new questions in chats. If anyone else has any questions, please raise your hands or you can type it in the chat room.
Super. And meanwhile, or in case there aren't any other questions, I leave to Niha and the rest of YMEC to comment or compliment if they want to add some other message. Mohammed, Ismaila, Cassandra, Nikhil.
I just wanted to say great work, KL and Mumbai sections. It's great, really great presentations and great work. We are more than happy to support whatever you want us to support. And we are looking forward to collaborations with you guys. And we are really happy that you were able to showcase your successes for other YPs and other sections and across the world to see your programs and to see your success and hopefully collaborate with you.
Super, Nihan, and like some of you guys mentioned and ask over the chat in case someone is going to attend the ATC. I myself would love to attend, but I haven't yet here, as you might be aware, in Brazil, we haven't yet finalized our vaccination program, so I can't go, but I would love to. But I know that Niha, Cassandra, right, Nikhil, you guys will be attending. I don't know if you guys can comment on the chat or let know, you will be there in ATC so people can look for you guys for any other question on YMEC.
I'll be there, Rodrigo. So I'm open to meeting with YPs and students that are at the event, or maybe I could talk to Nikhil and Alice Waff to see if we could do a meetup, maybe dinner or lunch or something like that. So someone left the email. So I'll try to talk to maybe the YP chair in Dubai and see if we could organize something for the YPs and students that are attending. And, I'm a very open book. So even for the students or YPs here, you could feel free to reach out to me at any time, especially now with the internet, as Nikhil said, and being virtual, it's just a message away. So I'm always open to collaborating. If you all ever need any assistance from the Latin American Caribbean region, I'm here to provide support as well, and we could do collaborations.
Perfect, Cassandra. Thanks so much. And that's, hopefully I myself and many of us that cannot travel yet will meet you all in person in the next ATC, and meanwhile, virtually. And guys, just a very important reminder from our YMEC colleague, Mohammed, very important reminder that we have the upcoming Petrobol. And as he presented, we want to make it as diverse as possible. That's including questions. So please submit your questions, ask your section officers, ask your regional directors, YP chairs to please submit questions. You can do it through the ESP International website, or you get in touch with us. There's also an Excel form, at how the questions are submitted is not the big issue, as long as you guys submit as many as you can. And as a reminder, we've expanded the different options for sources for questions, which was more restricted before. And now we've expanded, allowing for additional sources, including the International Energy Agency and some other very important entities to allow to have material from those publications. So we want to include something on energy transition, but of course not neglect or forget the traditional métiers and disciplines from SP. And we want to include many which are sometimes overlooked or not as well presented as we would like to, like HEC, project facilities. So please help us sending your questions. Don't forget to send it. We have the Petrobol in very few weeks, and we really need your assistance. And Mohammed has also reminded us all, unless there's any other question, that we can all turn on our cameras as many as we can. And Yuen, our master of ceremony, might help us take one of those classic Zoom screenshots or something else. And of course, that is if Niha, Cassandra, Nikhil, Ismaila, Mohammed don't want to add something. Shivan, apologies, I'm forgetting names here. Don't want to add something else.
I think I would like to say a big thank you to everybody who attended. The KL section and Mumbai section, they are doing amazing work. Of course, I am from Mumbai section. That's my home section. We had great retention. We often speak about retention. And what Farteen Fariha shared, what KL is doing is really amazing, and we should hear more from them. I'm sure there'll be in future we'll have some instances where we can hear more from the KL section. Rodrigo, Nihal, thank you. You guys have been, you guys have been doing a great leadership here. So it's really exciting, and I think this was one of the great sessions that we had recently. And yes, thank you. It was a houseful session.
Very well organized.
Sorry, go ahead, Mohammed.
Very well organized session, and of course, nowadays we are all working from home, or very much isolated from each other. But as Nikhil just mentioned, it's a houseful, and glad to see you all. Okay, great going.
Hello, this is Alfonso Gonzalez. I am from Mexico section. I am the Young Professionals chairperson. Thank you for all, Rodrigo, and thanks to everyone. We are having a lot of activities in our section for the Young Professionals Committee, and it's a pleasure it will be a pleasure to collaborate with all of you. Thanks for all.
Thank you, Alfonso. And always great to see in Mexico, our home country, represented. Perfecto.
Could you repeat, please?
No, just saying thank you, Alfonso, and always great to see Mexico, our native country, being represented.
Thank you very much.
So if there aren't any more comments, we can do our traditional screenshot picture. Yuen, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm happy to take the picture. So whenever you're ready, if you can all turn your cameras on, and I'll take a snapshot of you guys all.
Yeah, doing that.
Okay, I'll do a countdown so everyone's know when I'm going to take it. So I'm just going to wait for a couple more cameras to turn on.
Super, Yuen. Don't forget to smile, guys.
Smiling is a good thing.
Okay, everyone, so smile. 1, 2, 3. And I'll take another one, just bear with me, I'll just save this one.
Yuen, I think your camera is not on.
No, it's not. Let me turn it on, okay. Okay, so everyone ready? One, 2, 3. Okay, I'll take another one. Okay, everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's all done.
Super, Yuen. Thank you so much, guys. And remember to follow us on social media, WhatsApp, WMEC webpage, and we'll have the session 2 in a few hours. So for those from the Americas and parts of Europe, but feel free to join us, please. We'll have even some Spanish-specific breakout session.
Hey, Rodrigo, did you mention there's a WhatsApp for this?
No, meant to say that we have our WIMAC WhatsApp group, but perhaps we could think that's a good point of establishing some public WIMAC, some public way of accessing us through WhatsApp, perhaps a business WhatsApp account or something.
Maybe Telegram.
Or even
I think.
a general group. What do you think, Nikhil?
Yeah, so Telegram is something that we did discuss, and maybe in next couple of months we'll have something, because that's a massive database and it will have to be in a very controlled environment, because we don't want people to.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Everyone, thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for the great session.
Thanks, everyone.
See
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you,
Take
everyone.
care. Bye.
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 Have a
Bye,
nice day.
guys.
Have a nice day, everyone.